And a one, and a two, and a three. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Stables Podcast. I am your host with the most, the sexiest hunts in the whole world, Stallion, aka Ice Fluffy, the one and only Hunts and Only. I'm here with my friend Bev once again. Bev, you want to say hello?
Hey, everybody.
Hello, and we have some amazing members in the audience as well. If they want to say hello in the chat, they can do so right now. I'll give them like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Anyway, I'm just kidding. There you go. You got Korrupi. He's like, I'm here, man. I'm here. Okay. So today we're actually going to be talking about escalations, heroic escalations, and the hunting grounds. I could not find anything on heroic or escalations on the patch notes, so I'm guessing we might not get that many changes for it. But there are some changes for the hunting ground. So, Bev, what do you want to start off with first?
Um, well, pretty much like you said, I haven't found any information either on any reworks or anything they're doing for escalations,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because of how they're bringing in the legendary behemoths.
Mm-hmm.
So I say we just jump right into and discuss, well, first off, what are escalations and heroic escalations, real quick. Just touch based on that
So this,
and what their perks are.
so what I mean by that is just like your regular, 1 through 13, 10 to 50 escalations. If there's going to be like any changes for them or not. Um, I'm not sure if there will be, but let me go ask Korrupi real quick because Korrupi is also very informed about this. So Korrupi, do you perhaps have any information about escalations? Give him a minute to type. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get that many changes. Probably the addition of the behemoths, of course. I like the new behemoth, like Crutch and stuff. So, how's your day, Beth?
My day is pretty good. I am once again at work.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, at least there's not many coworkers here, so I don't have to hear a lot of yelling.
Oh, that's nice, nice. Damn, I should really use that bottle. Later, though, later. I'm a champion. I can hold it. All right, so my theory is we might not get that many changes for escalation, but I might think, well, actually, maybe I do think that they might add a new amp or some new amps, depending on what happens with the updates.
So Korrupi actually says not really that much to talk about on the escalations.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some changes to amps because lanterns get removed, so legendary amps might be changed a little.
Oh, that
So
is
with
true.
that concept, of course, it comes to, well, yes, they are removing the lanterns. They are putting those abilities into other weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why those amps aren't also getting removed, is why they're changing, because it's not going to deal as much damage.
Yep, that is true. We did talk about that in the last podcast that we're adding the lancers to the weapons.
We did.
Do you think?
So just changes for the amps. That's pretty much
Mhm.
it.
Do you think they might be adding some new amps as well because of Crutch?
Probably it depends, because are the legendary behemoths going to be allowed in the escalations? That's a thing too, because
Mm-hmm.
I know we'll get more into it when we talk about the hunting grounds,
Mm-hmm.
but because they're formatting specific hunting grounds to be like an event-based thing where you get those legendary
Yep.
behemoths, it's would they even allow those legendary behemoths to go into escalation?
Yep. That would indeed be interesting, Garter. Uh, so I would probably think that they will add them, but they would probably add them to like heroic escalation and not like 10 to 50 or 1 to 13. Since they're
That
supposed to
would
be like
make a little more
legend.
sense.
Yeah.
That would make a little more sense, yeah.
So that's
What would be nice if they did also what they're doing with the hunting grounds, but give you maybe a heroic version of them
hmm
and add them to individual crowns and stuff too. That would be a nice concept as well.
Yep, indeed. So that's what I think. I think we might also get some amps, some new amps. So that's my theory because they're gonna add Crutch. So Crutch will probably also come in with his own set of amps, unless, well, actually no, because he's not an escalation boss. Yeah, never mind. Unless they make a new escalation, and that'll be great. That'll be awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like how they have the heroic
hmm
versions right now of the regular escalation bosses, all the keystones.
Yep.
Maybe they also do later on in the future. It might be a concept where they do heroic escalations and put the legendaries as those heroic and do a slightly harder version of those legendaries.
hmm
That
Or
would be a little more crazy.
Or they could add a new category of escalation where you got the 1 through 13, the 10 to 50, then you got the heroic, and then you have the legendary escalations. Haha.
Either way, I still want my crown.
Indeed. Ooh, if they do add like legendary escalations and we get new crowns, I'm so for it. I'm gonna end up soloing them.
Yes, Garter, there's always a need for more apps.
Indeed.
Always.
I-
Because it has to make those legendary and rare amps really hard to get in the first place.
Yeah, well, I actually feel like they should nerf them a little bit or buff them. Because like I rarely see them in any other escalation other than Frost. For like Defiant
It
Stone,
is
for
possible,
example.
though. It
Yeah.
is possible, though.
Yeah.
I have seen Defiant Stone in Shock and in Radiant, and it
hmm
just took like 50 tries maybe to get it pop up once.
Yep. So like I mostly just get it on Frost escalation. But any other
Yeah,
escalation it takes like a while for me to get it.
yeah.
Yep. So that's that with the uh heroic escalation. Uh I wonder if we might see Crutch in the 10 to 50 escalation. Like on the Umbral escalation, probably. I wonder if they're gonna add him to the Umbral escalation.
Has it been said any specific information of him being in an escalation period?
I have no idea, but Korrupi is typing, so let's see what he says. He is more knowledgeable in this, since he is the Wiki Guardian. He guards the Wiki. See, I have my sources.
And it only took you how many podcasts to get him in here?
Oh man, it took like 4 of them, bro. Korrupi. Korrupi's always avoiding me, but he loves me. If they do, it's most likely gonna be the same concept as Balo, with him only being available on run. Probably ASCII, probably, yeah. They're probably gonna add him to like the fourth, maybe the last round. Not the last round, but like the third or fourth. Oh, and then of course there is the issue of the neutral behemoth, since they're gonna get rid of the neutral element as well. So what are they gonna do with that? That's what I'm wondering right now. Because they might have to change
I
escalations because of that too.
I agree with you in the terms of they're probably going to switch those same behemoths over to an element that they're
hmm
not already. So, like for Shrike, since we have Scrave, that's already a bird, you can pretty much count out Shrike being an ice.
Yep,
So, most likely, you're probably looking at maybe a Terra version of them or a Shock version of them.
yep. Alright, so Korrupi says, from what we know, Crutch will act as a regular behemoth. I imagine it is similar to how Phalanx was released, where it was exclusive to the event at first and later released outside of it. That is true because they did mention that they're gonna have an event for Crutch. But my question is, how are we
Yeah.
gonna like actually activate the event? Like I said, actually like a world open event, or do we have to do something like the Alira event where we have to like collect stones or whatever? That's the real question
Or
right
like how
there.
you still get Flaylinks on Blazeworks and you have to kill a behemoth on that map and then activate all the
Mm-hmm.
little valves.
Yep. Because what I'm thinking is they might bring back that orb that the Umbral escalation had before, and then we might have to like collect some Umbral juice or whatever and power that orb to summon Crutch. I mean, that's just my theory. So, I'm not sure.
So
Oh,
Horn gives advice of Shrike will be shock,
mhm.
Quillshot will be ice, and Nasher will be Terra, I think.
Is that actually confirmed or? Oh, wait, you said I think. Okay. I mean,
He said, I think.
it does make sense in a
Oh, that
way.
is correct. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. So it is confirmed.
It is confirmed. Oh, okay.
Nice.
See? Learning things every day, guys.
All right, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all.
That is not bad. I can't wait to see how they do a Nasher for Terra. That will be an interesting look.
I mean, it's gonna like contrast with Raysto Nasher though, because he kind of has like some Terra elements to it since he can shake the ground pretty much. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, but most of every Terra behemoth throws out acid in one way or form, and Rage Tail does not do that.
That is
And
true.
technically, is Rage Tail Nasher not technically qualified as a normal either way?
So then, does that mean that we're gonna get a fungal cover Nasher like the Spore Struck? Pretty sure they're gonna like Sports Struck him. I feel like they're gonna cover him in fungus since most of
Most
them are
likely, it's
being
not going to change their looks, probably just change their attacks to represent their respective element more. Well, that's not nice. I would prefer to have a little more
hmm
design difference to them.
Yep. So Korrupi says he has no info on if moves will get updated. I hope they do because Quosha doesn't really have any ice themed moves. That is true. I would love to see a ice cold chuck. So I honestly can't wait for this update. To be honest, so it'll be
I
nice
wonder
to
if
see
they're going
that.
to end up doing the same thing with Quillshot
hmm
when he converts to ice that they do with the Flameborn, where you can shoot back the quills at
Yeah,
him to deal some damage.
yeah. So that
That would be a nice concept.
my question for all of this is: are they gonna release everything at once in the update, or are they gonna do it in steps? That's the real question.
I'm thinking, and this is just my personal opinion, but I'm thinking that they're probably going to do majority of what they need
hmm
for the main update itself, like all the conversion of getting rid of lanterns and putting in the new weapons, throwing in the legendary behemoths, and then it's probably just going to wait for a little bit after that until they start throwing in the other stuff, only because it's going to be a lot of information, and there's with a lot of information comes a lot of bugs.
Yeah, that is true. But bugs
So
usually
I
come
think
with
that
every
would probably
update.
be their safe. Yeah, so I think that would probably be their safe bet
hmm
is releasing majority of it first and then adding in the technicalities later.
Indeed. Alright, so we'll take a couple of few more questions and then we'll move on to the hunting grounds. That which we do have information on. As Sigarda said, and technically two of them are variants until Fenrir becomes his own thing. I mean, Fenrir was already a variant of, the one that came before it, and that was a variant of the one that came before it, so we're getting a lot of variants here.
One thing Garter does not like is the fact that all these that are difference of it being um Nasher and Ragetail Nasher are considered a variant of each other, even though they're just an upgraded version and it's not really a variant. He thinks a
Mhm.
variant qualifies as just a switch of element.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so Korrupi shares some screenshots from the test server. The Nashor definitely looks more like an Earth type, like Terra. It doesn't look like they changed the icon for the cool shot yet, but he has the frost icon on it. So I suppose that's good. This is starting to get really interesting. confirm the element icons are the same. Oh, okay. So the icons are the old ones then.
Okay.
Gotcha.
They just changed the element symbol.
Yeah. Frost Quosha will definitely be dope as hell, though. I can't wait to see that. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the first section of the dev blogs on the hunting ground. This is right here, to each their own. Then let's go ahead and see. The test server is also from back in December, so a lot of the things shown are not finalized. Didn't they have a recent one though? Like a recent test server? I'm pretty sure they did. There is a new test coming up pretty soon. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good then.
See, and I like that they do those and implement it so that people can actually play and see, okay, this doesn't run well,
Hmm.
this doesn't work. Give feedback so that we get the best quality that comes to the game, even though it always does bring a lot of bugs.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're actually letting actual players test the server and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Because some companies just do it with their own devs, and
Yeah.
that's just bad. Alright, so we got that, so let's go ahead and move on to the hunting grounds. Before I do get started, what are your thoughts on the hunting ground? What do you think is going to change?
Well, I've already read the update, so I'm just gonna
You
let
cheated.
you read that. Yes, I did.
You
I
cheated.
did. When they spammed after the podcast that an update got released
Mhm.
last week, I was like, I gotta read that. And I'm gonna be honest, I probably read it like 6 times to other people because I was just like, dude, I love this.
Oh
I love the
man.
concept. I love the idea, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. So, um, but my whole thing was, I was really worried that they were going to get rid of hunting grounds. So
Mhm.
to find out that they're keeping them and how they're reworking it, just it got me so happy and excited
Mhm.
to be able to have so many different ways to do the hunting grounds now.
Yep.
So, yeah, just go ahead and read that beautiful paper
That
on the
is.
screen.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew they were not going to get rid of it because they were going to bring back patrols. So, yeah, that's thing. But let's go ahead and read what it says. Here's, hey Slayers, welcome to the 8th installment of our Shatter Isle dev blog. Today we share more details on goals for the hunting grounds, our new public events, and more legend hunts. Let us hunt. To each their own. You got the little picture right here. That's a nice actual art right there. The future lies ahead. Early in our development, we mentioned that the new game mode could potentially replace the hunting grounds as part of the Shadow Isles update. What new game mode? Did they mention anything about the new game mode?
New game mode was getting rid of the hunting grounds and putting in the dyers and the
Oh,
heroic patrols.
pursuits. See,
Yeah.
they confused me because that's not new then. That's just returning. I don't know why they say new there, but okay. Where was I? Similar. New game mode could potentially replace the hunting ground as part of the Shadow Isles update, while a game mode similar to Pursuit was received positively by our community ability of replacing the hunting grounds. We embraced this feedback and decided to make both work together, and for that, we had to find specific goals for each of them on Dauntless. So we got here the beloved hunting grounds. The hunting grounds will continue as the first game mode Slayer's experience in Dauntless, so they are indeed keeping the hunting grounds, with the main quest
Mm-hmm.
guiding the new Slayers through the first leveling experience and presenting the recommended islands for their weapon level. Okay. We expect Slayers of any level to be able to choose to hunt where they can leverage their loadouts, elemental advantages. Islands for each ether element will be available at all levels to support that choice. Nice. Alright, so we're getting to the dangers of the ether. Any questions so far? I
No,
mean,
keep reading.
that is true. It is new to some people. Yeah. The dangers of ether. On the Shattered Isles, we're introducing the choice between hunting on islands with normal levels of ether or the challenging ether surge versions of those islands. Ether Surge Islands will drop powerful behemoths populating the island with challenging encounters. Okay, nice. So does that mean we're getting more danger level events, perhaps? Because I think there's only one danger level event, right? And I think that's the Shroud.
Yeah, it's the Bloodshot Shroud. Well, you have
Hmm.
the high, what is it? High something
Yep. That's that.
event on every map, and it's just the stronger version of whatever is the constant spawn for that map.
Yeah, true, true.
So yeah.
Because I know there's also like a Karabakh one or whatever.
Yes.
Right? At the release of the Shattered Isles, the hunting grounds will have 16 islands available for slayers, for a total of 32 options of hunts to choose between their normal and Ether Surge versions. The Blazeworks, for example, will be recommended for slayers with weapons from level 20 through 30, and its Ether Surge version is for slayers with weapons of at least level 50. So the cap is confirmed. It's gonna cap at level 50 for the weapons. What was Reforge level though? My Reforges. Oh look, Kirby made it. Hey
Yay!
Kirby. Alright, Kirby wants to speaky.
Oh no.
Kirby, you deleted the request. ¿Por qué?
Probably because he's busy IRL.
Oh, there we go. That is true. It could be higher.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there we
Yes.
go.
Hey, sorry, I'm in the car right now, so I thought that was the waving button, but apparently that's the raise your hand button.
Yeah, that's to request to speak.
So that was me saying hi, but sure, I'll talk. What did I miss?
Oh, so
Other
60.
than
Oh,
level
Korrupi
cap?
says 60 is the max.
Yeah, so 60 is going to be the max level for the weapons, I suppose. That's actually pretty good.
It's not 50?
No, it's 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based on everything that I heard, something about level caps and something about they're getting rid of Reforge.
Yeah, that's. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, considering you're not even at 1,000 yet.
I'm getting there. I'm
Slacking.
slowly getting
Slacking.
there. I'm not slacking. You're slacking.
You have been slacking. You have been slacking.
Yeah, Kirby,
Yeah.
you have been slacking. That's right.
No, you,
She's
Hans.
talking about you.
What?
I just got on.
I've been running Kirby through stuff so he can do his reforges.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got him.
Free carries.
I mean, I gotta
You.
work. Okay, I gotta work for a living. Okay, jeez, stop judging me, man.
Yeah, I do too. What are you talking about?
So what's your next excuse?
I have to pee.
I already told you, go in the cup.
Not the cup.
Wait, you don't have a bottle right nearby?
That's the same thing she told me.
I thought that was the norm. What?
I got like 3 bottles, man.
Oh. Better get a
There you go. If they're all half full, just dump one into another and use the empty bottle.
Oh, God.
There's your bathroom. Let's go.
You know, let's continue reading.
Continue.
Ether Surge versions of the Undervolt, Defile, Cold Runner Key, Cape Fury, Twilight Sanctuary, and the Paradox Breaks will join the Blazeworks as the islands recommended for experienced slayers. Ooh, nice. Expect some stronger than usual behemoths on those Ether Charged islands. So are they raising the behemoth level too?
It says Aether Surged Islands, not Aether Charged, sir.
Excuse me.
Please read correctly.
I'm pregnant with P. Don't judge me. Okay.
Pregnant with P.
I gave you a solution. It is not my fault that you don't want to take it. So in touching base with that.
Only pee on my floor and shit.
Let me ask a question. So let's say you hit the level cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you're 60. Does the Aether Surge weapon as we currently know it, right? Is power surge. Right? We power surge it to be slightly beefy or to be more beefy. Does that mean that after level 60 you can Aether surge it to make it more, to make it stronger?
Well, the thing is how would you Aether surge it if they're getting rid of reforges and technically you needed an Aether heart to do the power surge? Like, that's the whole thing. We don't know what's going to happen once we reforge.
Yeah.
Like, goes away.
I think they
because it's an easier concept with reforge. And like, now that they're getting rid of reforge, it's like, well, how are you going to power surge those items? Is it kind of going to go back to the same it was with when we had the pursuits the first time with the Dire and everything like that?
Yeah.
When we had those, you needed those specific little orbs to do the power surge.
And Korrupi said he has no knowledge on those systems either. So definitely a lot of questions.
So I think what needs to happen is they need to implement a bow and arrow to replace the grenades that are practically useless.
You're still on the grenades?
Dude, grenades was the most beautiful thing. I don't know what they did with the airstrike stuff, because that was hot garbage.
Yeah, you've been on the grenades since the first podcast.
Yeah, but no, I still think that if they replace the grenades with like a bow and arrow, and then just introduce other weapons, such as like a boomerang, I think that would be beautiful. Because I know, as a axe/X axe user, one of my favorite things to do is play catch that thing.
Yep, and
I think if you have a boomerang, you can. It would be an interesting concept when you throw it.
Yep.
You jump to catch it, and then you throw it even faster. So it's like Tempest speeding, but in increments. You know how the axe levels up in damage?
Yeah.
So when you play catch with the boomerang, every time it hits,
you
catch it, it hits. Yeah, and then in speed. Until eventually you're not able to catch up with the falling and the landing of where the boomerang goes. But I think that would be so fun.
That's actually pretty interesting, though. A boomerang weapon would definitely be interesting.
Right?
Korrupi said, Kazak said the cancelled April blog post would have been about exactly those things, but last minute changes made it so it couldn't get released. Oh, that sucks. So I think is something that they are still actively working on figuring out. That's also why we have got so little info on it. Ooh, man.
I think they need to implement boomerangs, nunchucks.
Well, I mean, one weapon.
No frying pans.
No frying pans. No.
Dual wielding frying pans.
Yes, I want my dual wielding frying pans. And I want PvP to come to this game because I desperately want to just have a reason to smack you around with frying pans all the time, Hans.
No.
There's a hidden violence that I'm not aware of.
What do you mean hidden? You were right there. What do you mean hidden?
I don't know. The only thing I remember was last time y'all were talking smack about me when you showed that little toucan Sam baby T-Rex thing.
He does look like you, though.
Hey, he said that it looked like you. And I was just like, if he was here, he would snap back at you. I did not agree that it looked like you.
Yes, you did.
So it was just...
So there's two questions that Cormac gave me that go along with what we've discussed so far.
Go ahead.
And he wanted to know, what will reforging be replaced with? That specifics we talked about a little bit in the previous podcast.
Yep.
And that was basically the new leveling system.
Pretty much.
Correct?
Yeah.
And then his other question, since it's talking about the hunting grounds, was will there be a new hunt ground past Blazeworks?
I mean, I'm still reading, so I'm not sure if we have gotten there or not, but from what we already read, they're merging, well, not merging, but bringing some hunting grounds to the same level as Blazeworks, I guess. So I guess that answers his question, maybe?
I think they should implement amps in some of the higher Aether surged areas.
Yeah,
Just
that
saying.
is interesting though. That Underworld Defile and Korrupi are gonna be put on the same level.
I still think they need to put Defiant Stone access in Blazeworks.
You want Defiant Stone everywhere. That's just what you want.
I mean, it's a good amp.
Is
a
that
good amp.
wrong?
It's
wrong?
like the best amp ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, from my understanding of it, with the adding to like each one of those specific maps an Aether surged island, is that they're doing basically the same island but reworking it at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding is those are where you're going to find the legendary behemoths as well. But are they going to do it where it's just solo an event spawn that you have to do something specific on those maps to get that specific event to spawn?
That's a good question. And that goes back to what I was saying about Crutch, because Crutch also has his event. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna like make some requirements for us to maybe spawn Crutch as well as the other behemoths. Or maybe not.
Which also brings another question that Cormac had, which was, will Crudge be an event only like Behemoth like Alira, or will it be given its own hunting ground?
That is, yeah, that's a good question. Korrupi also says the Hades region Razor Cliff Isle will probably get lower in difficulty. I mean, isn't like Hades Reach mid tier though?
Yeah, Hades Reach, you could fall asleep and still pass it.
Yeah. But anyway, events though, yeah, I think we're gonna have to like do some requirements for the events.
Yeah.
I think, I guess, slightly outside of topic, they should make guild ranking be less determined on Gauntlet.
Yep.
Because there's people who just like to do other things and stuff, and I just feel like Gauntlet, while it's good, you know, what is it? So far, it caps at level 800.
Yeah.
And there's just so much like heavy pushing for those who are just nonstop playing Gauntlet versus some others. I feel like there needs to be better determinants on what makes a good and fun guild based on variety instead of just one sprint to 800.
See, and there's a comment that Korn had made in the general chat before the podcast started, where he said that they're adding like the new guild mechanic for the hunting grounds. And he doesn't know if it's for sure like hunting grounds or more like a region. But like that was also, you know, something that they were talking about in the general chat too, was the logistics of having something else for the guild to look forward to other than just always doing Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's something very interesting. I hope they actually like implement that.
Anyway, I'm gonna hop off stage.
All right, man. I gotta continue reading here, but thank you for dropping by, man. So let's continue reading. Public events will start at predictable times, tied to real-life clocks, and once per hour for each island. Example, the Blaze works. The event starts every hour at blah 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 minutes. Oh, okay. So it's gonna be like real-time events. That's nice. The map will clearly show public events to help Slayers get to the right place at the right time. Let us dive into one example for the public events. Okay. The unseen cult is trying to corrupt the island ether, help Granny Strega collect ingredients for an antidote to shatter their plans. Oh, so this is going to be like one of the new events, I guess.
A new island event, yeah.
And it looks like it's going to have phases, so like a total of 5 phases. 5 minutes each, with the last one taking 10 minutes. Nice. Granny lands on the island and sets her cauldron down. She asks Slayers to bring her 20 spore samples that grow in the environment. We already have something like that, though, right? That's the
yeah, that is the event from Fenrir.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah. I knew I recognized it. The unseen attacks wave of fauna spawn close to Strega's cauldron, and Slayers need to protect Granny before they disrupt the brewing. The antidote needs an extra ingredient. Granny asks Slayers to defeat a higher level Koshai for their floral pots. Oh, nice, nice. It's time to stop the corruption from spreading. Granny charges Slayer's lanterns with one dose of the antidote and asks them to clear all 10 corrupted sites across the island. Come back for additional doses. Interesting. And the corruption spread is contained, but one Earthshaper Fenrir got infected. Granny asked Slayers to defeat it before it gets too far. Infected, huh? So I guess that's how the lore became for the Fenrir.
For the Fenrir. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so Korrupi said it's very similar to the mission. Yeah. It has some
Yeah.
elements from it. Let's see, let's continue here. Slayers can join the public event at the beginning or during any active phase. The progress will count towards the event and help advance it to the next phase. Rewards are progressive. Completing 2 phases gives better rewards than completing just 1 phase, and so on. Oh, that's good. That's definitely gonna help with leechers. Because,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like if they just got there the last stage, they shouldn't get the same rewards as the other people who were there from the start.
Correct.
In the example above, let's say the Slayers were able to complete the event until Phase 4, but failed to defeat Phase 5 Earthshaper Fenrir in time. If a Slayer joined at the beginning of the public event, they will receive a Tier 4 reward, but if they join on Phase 4, they will receive a Tier 1 reward. Yes. Yes!
Yep, and that is what I like because there's a lot of leeching when you do publics, which is a reason why I don't do publics. But it eliminates basically their ability to reap all the benefits for what you've done majority of, and they still take the credit. So I really like that concept a lot.
Yeah, because leechers are a big problem right now. Korrupi said on the test server we had access to 2 of these events, Aldrich's Peak and Underworld Defile. Oh, so I guess now we know 2 of the event areas. Nice, nice. Let's continue here. The Shadow Isles moves forward. One of our goals of public events is to keep the story of the Shadow Isles moving forward, with new behemoths having ties to some events, quests, and being the final menace at the last phase of the event. Carconos, also known as codename Crutch, here we go, will require Slayers to band together to be defeated. For now, all we can say is that Carconos is very mad at some Ori miners. Ah, interesting. So I'm guessing
See, and I was thinking when I read that he came out in an event, maybe on Paradox Breaks or something, because that's where the Ori miners are.
Yeah. But then,
so it's like, maybe he comes out there.
But then he is an Umbral behemoth, though, so, like, why would he be there?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
But, like, that's the only one I can think of that has Ori miners in it.
Unless, of course, they were mining too deep, and they probably hit some Umbral element.
Well, there is that cave on one map that you literally can walk through.
Yep.
And it goes pretty far down.
Could also be tied to the portals that they were supposed to add to the hunting grounds, but never got the chance to do it. Very interesting. Let me continue reading here. No.
Stream pause.
No, Kirby. No grenades.
Stream pause. Thank you.
Sorry. A raging Doomwig, blah blah blah. While the hunting grounds will embrace new slayers and guide them through their journey of improving their gear, legend hunts will be an endgame mode for experienced slayers where they can choose a specific legend to pursue each time they embark on a hunt. As we mentioned earlier, legends will be the hardest version of those behemoths, requiring both appropriate gear and mastery of their movements. So they're gonna be the pursuits. So we won't have to actually look for them in events and stuff. They're gonna be pursuits, behemoth. Nice.
Or they could be both.
Or yeah, that could be both. Yeah, why not both? Uh, where was I? There and back again. After years, an old friend, Gus Copperwheel, hopefully I read that right, returns to Ramsgate with maps containing the location of legends and is willing to trade them for a cost. Probably gonna be the new currency. As an experienced cartographer, Gaius guarantees that his maps are precise with the location of those legends, but he does not guarantee that condition of those behemoth layers. Okay. Stuff of Legends. Legend behemoths are the secret to unlocking the ultimate power of the new weapons, with the last unlock of each talent line requiring slayers to provide specific parts from those behemoths. They are very drawn to Aetherite. Oh, so there's the new element. Aetherite.
And might find
Yep.
some their slayer.
Yep.
So we will probably have to hunt for it.
Yep. And that is the end of that.
So that answers Cormac's last question of where will legend behemoths be located?
Mm-hmm.
So Cormac's questions are done.
Pretty much. Yep. So it looks like we are gonna have to like track them through the pursuits and farm some Aetherites. So I guess we have some new elements to farm now. That's pretty
Yes. So it gives people things to do, but
cool.
question is how long is it going to take us to do that? A couple weeks?
I mean, the devs did say it's gonna take us a bit to like finish all the weapon masteries and the skill talent trees for the weapons and such. But knowing me, I'll probably finish it in like 1 or 2 days, 3 at most. I'll probably take my time with it though, since they're removing reforges. Why? They're taking away my baby.
Ooh. Korrupi posted a picture of what Gaius Copperwheel looks like.
Ooh, that's nice. Such a strange name though, Gaius. Gaius Copperwheel. But yeah, any questions? Any thoughts on what we just read?
I am excited about it.
I mean, I am too.
I really am.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been burned by the excitement of previous updates because it didn't implement as what they said it would be.
Yeah, and these crashes are getting crazy. I don't know why, but after the freaking recent update, Xbox has been like dying for some unknown reason. So hopefully they fix that. But it looks like we are gonna be getting some amazing stuff. Honestly, I can't wait for the update to come out so we can meet those legendary behemoths. I will say that on the next podcast, I'll probably be talking about the double weapons that we can use and gauntlets. Do you guys have any other questions before we ultimately end the stream here?
Kirby makes one last comment of replace grenades with mines and traps.
He's still on the grenades, man. He's like obsessed with those grenades. Like, they ruin grenades. I want them. He's like, my grenades.
He's probably doing that same sound behind Mike.
Yeah, like he always does.
Uh-huh. He said, "Leave my grenades alone."
I mean, no grenades for you. I mean, let's be honest though, they do need to like buff Lady Luck's airstrike because that thing is like pitiful. It barely does any damage for it to be called an airstrike, to be honest. It's just sad. Alright, so do any of you guys
But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that implementing of the legendary behemoths.
Yep, me too. And their designs. I'm still waiting for Kazakh to give me the design for the Pangar so that I can make an update video on that.
You and Pangar.
He's my favorite behemoth. I like Pangar.
He's a giant roly-poly dinosaur.
Exactly. Who doesn't like roly-poly dinosaurs? Okay, it's like the best.
Uh-huh.
It is a pangolian. He's a dinosaur. He's a roly-poly T-Rex. All right. Well, that concludes this podcast, guys. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're at, in the actual stage or in the audience. I appreciate that. Stay tuned for the next podcast. Like I said, I'm going to be speaking about Gauntlet, and I'm also going to be speaking about the double weapons that we're going to be able to use, since we are going to be able to actually, use two weapons at once instead of just one. You can hear my dog losing her mind right now. It's just like, yeah, double weapons. Woo!
Your dog's more like, take me outside so we can pee.
You're like, oh god, I still thank you for bringing that up. I still got.
You're welcome.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content. Bev, do you want to say anything before we end this?
No, just thanks for being here, guys.
All right,
it was fun.
All right, Korrupi waves goodbye. Thank you so much again, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
And I'm going to laugh if you did not record any of that.